apparently there's been buffering, and there's a real problem. This is the second week that this has happened. I don't know where it's coming from. My microphone indicates that everything is okay. I don't understand what's happening. But anyway, I'm going to try this again, and hopefully I'll get some people here that may be watching. It looks like 4 are. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Sound yes? Okay. Beauty perspective. Is it time for an overhaul? Is today's issue. Now, I'm going to go to my second slide, please, and let me know if you can still hear me. I would really like to know if you can hear me or not. All indications says that you can. So, I'm hoping. I need a thumbs up, somebody, or something. Yes, sound, but it went off when your slide went up. Yes, you can hear me. Okay, I got to check that out. Sound is fab. Okay, great. So, round 2. Let's get back at it. Okay, propaganda. You'll hear from a lot of people, for those who are going gray, unless it comes from a bottle, that it's no good. So you want to just, ignore it. Ignore it. Coming from a bottle is not the answer, because it'll never be as natural or good looking as what you get from Ma Nature. Number 2, propaganda. From family, friends, colleagues, you look old before your time. Well, are they qualified to say that? Do they really know? I mean, and looking old, you can look old when you're 30 if you don't have your act together. You can look old at any time. You can look young, I hate to say younger because I'm trying to get it. You can look fresher, more vibrant, more compelling when you put your whole act together. The third one, propaganda encourages you to worry about the wrong things and almost nothing about the right things. So as long as you're paying attention to buying products and going to the salon and getting coloring and all that sort of stuff, and buying clothes here, shopping, retail therapy, that sort of thing, as long as you're doing that, then, all will be well with the world. Propaganda encourages a concern over your lines and your wrinkles and your pores, oh my, rather than the bigger, fuller picture. All right. Okay, we're back. Propaganda, how you look is more important than how you live and how you love. Wrong. And how you forgive, too. How you look is important, but when it's leading the way, it should be a cover. It should be like the wrapping that your heart and soul comes in. You know, the cardboard box and the velvet-covered box routine? Okay. Propaganda, light lips on older women will make them look fuller. Au contraire. There's been a lot of discussion about that. And I have to say that behind the curtain, I've taken some pretty bad blows about I don't know what I'm talking about, and light lips are much better on older women. The trick is getting the right tones, doing it on a corrected lip, and having a gradient look. That's what's going to do it. And there's propaganda. You see it with a lot of YouTubers these days that they have an over-the-top approach to makeup, like it takes about an hour, or a drag queen approach for the vintage femme fatale. As far as I'm concerned, that's ageist and it's disrespectful. And it looks, you can fill in the blank. So, that's a real problem as far as I'm concerned. Perspective management. We waste our time trying to figure out why others do and say the things that hurt us. We wisely spend our time when we focus on improving ourselves in a healthy way. If everybody concentrated on cleaning off their own front stoop rather than worrying about what their neighbor's front stoop was doing. See, when you're worrying about your neighbor's whatever, whether it's their stoop, their hair, their eyebrows, their partner, their whatever, when you're worrying and concerned and all that stuff about your neighbor, you're using up your own energy, your own mental capacity that could be better spent on improving yourself in the ways that you need to in a healthy way. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, throughout our lives, well, at least in my opinion, improving yourself is something to aim for. Because when we stop trying to improve or better ourselves, that's what makes us get old before our time. We don't bother. We can't be bothered. And if we can't be bothered in one area of our lives, sure shooting is, we can't be bothered in lots of other areas. So, to summarize, remember that you are what you focus on. You don't have to have poreless, wrinkleless skin and compete with other women in their teens and 20s to be absolutely amazing, whatever age you're at, in all the ways that truly count. Because it's not just about that lotion potion, that mascara, or that, that hair product. It's not just about that. If they help us and serve us as a tool, that's one thing. But when they become what we focus on, we are completely out of balance. All right, so far I think we still have sound. Let me go back here. I wanted to talk about this showing, and take that off. When this picture in particular, the trick is packaging yourself simply and effectively. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. It doesn't have to be a lot of product or tools or anything. It does have to have some know-how. And how do you get know-how? By knowing what it is you have to do and then practicing. Take a look at two sides of this same face. Who is it that you would automatically want to spend some time with or talk to? What side of that face compels you? I'm using myself once again because of, copyright. Here's that same person with and without. The one that doesn't bother with the egg-shaped head, and the other who puts the act together. And it's who are you going to be drawn to? And studies have shown that within the first 7 seconds of meeting anybody, people make a decision about what they think you are. How intelligent you are, how much fun you are to be with, how any number of things. You're judged within the first 7 seconds. Well, wouldn't you want to make a good impression? Now, here is somebody who is a beautiful person. Look at her blue eyes, lovely bone structure, all kinds of things. But look what happens when we step up the ante a little bit. Reshaping her brows, strengthening her lash line, not with a whole whack of, eyeshadows and colors and stuff, and taking that same lipstick and just strengthening it, removing some of the sheen, but leaving enough in the center, and, augmenting her lower lip line. Do you see the difference? Who would you be compelled to walk up to or want to talk to in both these pictures? I mean, she's lovely in both, but just stepping it up a wee bit makes a difference. Okay, I think the sound is still on. It appears to be. So I'm going to go back up here. Yes, sound. Yes, yes, yes. Sound is fab. Check with us again when you put up the slide. Kelly, yes, I can hear. Sound good. Okay, good. And I think it still is working. Yes, I can hear you. Yes. Okay, good, 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 good. All right, let's bring up Kat. Kat says, light lips on me is ghastly. My lips are normally a rosy color. Yes, I totally agree with you. Those of us that are on the other side of where we're more awesome, know that to be true for sure. Okay, hello, Spiritual Light 4, Evelyn Weber. let's see, spiritual life. Love this on perspective management. Yes, you know, I used to teach courses in this stuff, guys. So, you know, again, everything that I've been involved in, I'm sharing with you. Okay, Kathy Bruner. Good morning, Sharon. Love your banks. Ah, yes, thank you. Okay, well, Kathy, these are a this is a topper. This is a topper, and it's got, let me see. Yeah, this is part of it here. So it just sits over top. I cut these bangs out, and I use them for, well, when I'm wearing my hair up, or using them for a change. We had a lot of talk about this on the Going Gray Facebook page the other day, and you know, and especially for women whose hair is becoming fine and thin on top, cutting bangs is not the answer, because those bangs could be added into the length of your hair. Better to wear a topper instead. If you like this, I can show you what I did and how I wear it and the various ways. And the thing I like about a topper too is that you can wear your hair up and your whole hairline is all free, so you just simply can't tell. Okay, Patsy, makeup should enhance, not cover. Divert the eye to our assets and stop trying to camouflage everything. I agree. Only camouflage what needs it. You know, if you have rosacea, xanthelasma, vitiligo, things of this nature, or chemo burns, or whatever, that's when you bring in the camouflage, yeah. But otherwise, it's not necessary. Okay, Sue Silver, I never thought of it that way. The first 7 seconds and all that, game changer. Oh, yeah. It's a well-known fact, Sue, that you do make an impression within the first 7 seconds. There's lots of studies and documentation on this. Lots. Maya, love going white, but eyebrow color problem. Well, Maya, there's lots of ways to deal with that. Let me see. My brows are almost non-existent, but I use a print eyeshadow to let me see. Now I've messed up my bangs. Oh well, that's okay. I use an eyeshadow and a flat-edged angled brush. You depending on your brows, as when your hair goes grayish, or those who embrace their gray or white hair, some maintain their dark eyebrow color, and that's great. Just leave it that color. Adjust, correct, and fill in where you need to in the same color, only maybe a shade or two lighter. For those like myself and others, which is the majority, who have brows that are how shall I say, they've lost their color, their depth, and they're just like really dull looking. That's where the eyeshadow works really well too. Now, for those who have completely white brows, I haven't seen many. But I am working on it, trying to think of ways to how to address that. You could color it. Anyway, I'm thinking about that. But what's more important is the shape. And you could use a color like Omega or maybe Print or Scene, or Omega and Scene with white eyebrows. And you could fill in, give them a little bit more oomph or depth to them mixed together. And again, it would take a little bit of experimenting, but that's how you could handle white brows, because it's your shape that's more important. It's your shape. And then there's also the help too with microblading, but you want to make sure you have good guidelines to take to your technician and get the right shaping. Let me see. Okay, Colleen, I still struggle with hiding the toupee clips in my fine hair. Well, the toupee clips shouldn't show. The toupee clips are underneath. So you open the toupee clip, you go in down your hair, and then you close it. And the false hair sits over top of that toupee clip. So I would suggest, Colleen, that you go to my hair extensions playlist, and I'll show you where to get it in a few minutes. and take a look at oh, I've got something in my eye here. Yeah, it's my bangs. Take a look through there because I show how to put them in and things of that nature there. I find that MAC foundation makes my skin look crepey like. Well, are you talking about the powder or about the liquid? I'm going to assume you're talking about the powder. It's essential that you moisturize your face first with the dual finish powder foundations. It's essential. And give it a minute or two, well, a couple of minutes to 3 minutes to soak in. And then it shouldn't be a problem. And when it's all done, usually within 15 minutes, it works together. Now, you can always spritz your face with water only. No need for any of these sealers, believe me. So just spritz it with water only. Wring out a face cloth nice and tight, and then pat your face. Just press and pat. That will take care of it as well. Hope that helps. And let's see. Vicky Hill, hello from South Africa. Love your show. Thank you, Vicky. Welcome. Nice to see you here. What else have we got here? Patsy says, what brand are you referring to when you speak of using eyeshadow on white eyebrows? MAC, Omega, and Scene. Scene is a lighter version of the gray eyeshadows. I like print, but if you use a light hand, you can use print too. Believe me, you can put it on very light or very heavy. Remember, you just dip in once and then spread and keep spreading until there's nothing left on the brush. But if you want it darker, you couple of dips and apply it, and then a couple more dips, and you can do it light or heavy. So those would be the colors that I would recommend. How far down this side do you bring your eyebrows? Does that make sense? Yes, it does, Marilyn. Not too far. If you think about, let me get a pencil here. You know the lines that they show you? That this is where you should go. I say forget the nose, in line with the tear duct. And your arch should be somewhere between your eyeball and the end of your eye, generally speaking. Now, if you normally they used to say, hold your pencil here and go straight out to the edge of your eye. I say when we're older to move it maybe more in line with the edge of your lip. Why is that? Because when we're older and our eyebrows come down too far, they drag our eye down. Does that make sense? So experiment with that. Instead of it being in line with your nose, make it in line with the edge of your lip. See, try that. Take a selfie and assess. Okay? Hope that helps. Kathy Bruner. Sharon, how do you know what size false lashes to purchase? I have a pair, but I noticed in my pictures they look too heavy. Yours look natural. Kiss number 02 or Sultry are the best because they work for most people's eyes, and you don't have to trim off the ends, and they're not too long or too thick. That's why I love Kiss. And what I also love about the Kiss is that they last so much longer. This pair of lashes that I'm wearing, I think the last time I said it was a couple of months or 3 months or whatever. I get on average 3 months out of a pair of lashes with the Kiss brand because they just wear so well. And if you remove the glue and clean it off with alcohol, any excess glue, when that happens sometimes, and store them in that little container, then they should last a long, long time. And Evelyn Weber, by the way, good evening from Germany. Wonderful. Nice to see you here, Evelyn. Kelly Cooksey, lotion prior to dual finish powder, Olay Total Effects. That's what I use, Kelly, and I don't put anything else on. Now, some people put on a primer. Some people put on another foundation, like a liquid foundation. I can tell you that when you do that, you spoil the effect of the longevity of the dual finish powder. Why is that? Because when you I'm not. I mean, if you want to wear primers, great. I'm just saying what I find works. Now, isn't it interesting? I'm noticing I'm playing around with my bangs a lot, just trying to get them out of my eyes. I think I put them down too low. Wait a second. Watch this. Whoop. There. I raised them a bit. I haven't worn them in a while, but I wore them because we were talking about it on the page the other day, and you know how to fix. I know how I'll fix this. Get a damn mirror that I'm not having to work backwards in. Okay. Now, back to our show. When you have a liquid underneath a powder that isn't absorbable, like the oil of Olay or something similar, Aveeno works well too. What happens is, especially when you get into the humid weather, it starts to separate. And what it does is it separates, and you can see it underneath the powder, and it helps separate the powder too. So eliminate expense, eliminate an extra step or two, and get better end results. Okay? Thank you, Kelly. Patsy, thank you. You're welcome. I just got on here, Sharon. What is your favorite moisturizer that you think works best? For me, as I just said, I like the Oil of Olay Total 7 Effects and Aveeno. Now, on one of my other live streams, I have a video that I show you how I cleanse my face in the morning and in the afternoon, and what I use, not in the afternoon, cleanse my face at night and freshen it up in the morning, and what products I use. So that should answer all your questions for that. Pamela says I have very, very dry skin no matter what I put on my face. Okay, well, there's a few things that might be part of that problem. A health issue. So it's something to check with your doctor, okay? 2, hydrating yourself. How much water are you drinking every day? Most people should drink 1 to 2 liters a day. That's what they say. Yeah, I know. And that's not scotch and soda or scotch and water or fizzy drinks or any of that stuff. It's actual water. Okay? That's the difference. So that's one thing. In your diet, are you eating complex carbohydrates, enough of them, with a balance of healthy proteins and healthy fats? So you want to make sure that you're eating more high water content foods. Take a look at those 2 issues. Check with your doctor and see if there's any medical reasons for it. And then 3rd, moisturize your skin. For those with like dry lips, etc., using Vaseline at night on your lips and on your fingers helps. And use more of an emollient moisturizer for your skin. See if that makes a difference for you. And when you wash your hands, which we all should be doing regularly, use a moisturizing lotion on them, and put it on the backs of your hands, not on your palms. You want it on the backs of your hands and your forearms. Do that for a week and see if you notice a difference. Pay real attention to how you cleanse and how you moisturize your skin and what your diet is like, and see if that helps. Let me know. Okay, Serene, thank you. Great eyebrow length tip. Good. Glad you like Serene. Yeah, it's something that I've noticed and I've been playing around with, and I think that it does make a difference. Patsy, Pamela Prescott, have you tried vitamin C serum? I just discovered it and it works. It's working miracles. Well, again, it can, but it's not the only answer. Okay, all those other things. Here's something that, and again on perspective management, and thank you for bringing that up, Patsy. We often look to a fast way to fix something. You buy this lotion or potion, it's gonna fix your problems. When we don't pay attention to all the other things that need to be paid attention to, we are taught, and here's where the perspective comes in. We're taught that if we have a problem, like liposuction as an example. I can remember a male friend of mine saying once, well, if I'm starting to get a muffin top, I think I'll just get it liposuctioned. And I thought, this is a perfect example of not attending to the problem with all the other things that are important. And then if you've got a problem, then okay, go buy what you need to buy to help it. But with just going to buy this, it's like mascaras, right? They come out, we'll just take mascaras. Like they come out with all these different kinds of lash blast and longer and thicker. And they show them on a 20-year-old with false lashes, that sort of thing, but because it's got high quality video production, lighting, everything that goes with to making something compelling. And these people know how to do it. They're very good at it. You're compelled and think, if I just get that, that's my answer, is that mascara. And how many of you have bought a product because you were compelled to do so because of the advertising, whether it's lipstick, mascara, eyeshadows, whatever it is, and then you find out it doesn't work so well, or it goes in the drawer? It's the same thing with skincare. Now, I've said this before. I am not a skincare expert. That's not where I chose to put my focus. But I do know enough, given my age, and how my skin has worn pretty well, and what I've seen other people use. I'm not an expert, but I've been around the block with it. Using something that does also work is an AHA and a retinol used alternatively that you can get at the drugstore, or you can get at Paula's Choice. Go to Paula's Choice for skin problems, really. If you're eating right, sleeping, your stress management you're taking care of, and you're well hydrated, then go to Paula's Choice and speak to the experts that they have on the page. They're quite helpful, and they can help you with that sort of thing. So I hope that helps. Pamela Prescott, thank you so much for that eyebrow tip. I have never heard that. We'll try it. Great. You're welcome. Okay, got it. O2 Kiss or Sultry. That's it. Both made by Kiss. And also, if you want to step it up a little, the O3s give you a little bit more oomph if you need that. But I think that it's not necessary. Okay, Pamela. No, I haven't tried vitamin C, Patsy, but I will start trying. Okay, did that years ago. Use some vitamin C capsules, but only for a short time. Don't need to go there. And C. Hi, where did you get your bangs? It's hard to match the whitish gray. I got mine from Uniwigs. That's where I got mine. But they're now coming out with a lot more bangs and toppers and things. This is a topper, like it's got longer hair. Let me see if I can grab some. I think this is part of the topper. Okay. Now what you can buy is that some are selling is just the bangs. Just get the bangs alone. They're just sit here for thin hair. But I wasn't happy with the way the topper was because takes a lot of explaining. A topper, if you're going to not have bangs, it needs to be worn back about 1/4 to 1/2 inch from your hairline, okay, for it to look right. It was too heavy and too much hair for my natural hair state. It's like when I wear extensions, I only wear 1, maybe 2 wefts. just that one row to make it look thicker and fuller. When you go overboard, then it starts to look unnatural. So I cut the bangs out of this topper and took off a whole bunch of other hair so that it was just more, it just, the fullness of the topper matched more the fullness of my own hair. Does that make sense? I hope that helps. That looks a lot better, Sharon. Oh yeah, lifting the oh, I have to tell you, it is so hard being in front of a mirror, not a mirror, a video camera, and trying to fix my bangs, because when I see myself, I see a reversed image, so I'm working backwards, oy vey, and then trying to talk backwards from a different perspective. Never mind. You don't care, and I don't blame you. Okay, Palladio 747. Pamela, having a humidifier in the bedroom overnight makes a huge difference. Heated air is so dry. That's a very good point. Thank you. Thank you for that. And watching this with my mom, Serene. She is 60. She wants to know if Retin A is a must for looking good. She loves AHAs, which her skin loves. She's wary of retin. Then if her skin looks, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just doing it for me, just because, I can't even remember why I started doing it, but I like the end results. And I only use a tiny bit of this stuff, gals. So if she loves her AHA and her skin looks great, let it be. Okay. We just because something's out there doesn't mean we have to use it. Sharon from Pamela, I drink plenty of water, but it is probably my diet. Yes, it can be, and very much so as we age. We really need to watch what we eat. Through our whole lives, and little things like reducing your red meat, maybe only once a week. If for those who are carnivores, which I am, but I mostly eat chicken and fish, and I only eat it 3, maybe 4 days a week. The rest of the time, it's vegetables and stuff. And Spiritual Light 4, stress is a horrible thing for overall well-being. Yes, it is, and that's why I highly recommend journaling for those of you who follow me. Stress management also greatly affects your hair. It causes hair loss, as well as any kind of trauma will cause hair loss, like surgeries or things of that nature. But definitely stress will do that. Stress management, one of the best tools is a journal. Write down what you're feeling. Write down all your anger or your fear or whatever it is you're feeling. Read it, try to figure out how exactly what your part is in any of it that you can control. Then what can you do about it? Start looking for solutions. And I guarantee you that even just doing the exercise, you will implant it into your brain and it will make a difference. Remember, you are the boss of you, nobody else. Don't let anybody else's fears, let their fears infiltrate you. Don't buy into what doesn't belong to you. Be in charge of how you live your life, whether that's with makeup, with relationships, with work, or with whatever it is. Okay. Let's see. Annie Lee. My mascara ends up under my eyes. How can I stop the rocky raccoon eyes? Well, Annie, this is why I really recommend the tube mascara. L'Oreal Infallible tube. It comes in a kind of a purpley, pinky purple bottom and white top. It's a 2-step process. You put on the primer first, and then you add the mascara. I like that, and I've had good reports back from a number of people because it has it's a tube technology. Now, yes, all mascaras come in a tube except the old-fashioned cake ones. What it does is, imagine one eyelash hair. The mascara wraps around it. It's like a protective coating. So it tubes it. Then you put the mascara on. What that does is it dries and acts like a waterproof. It doesn't smudge or move or anything. And then when you go to cleanse your face at night, you can the tubes will slide off. And that's really important for older eyes because our lashes become more fragile as we age. So caring for them is good. So when you're rubbing, that's why I do not recommend waterproof mascara at all. I recommend the tube mascara. Blink is another one. I use Blink. And sometimes what I've done is I'll put Blink on when I'm wearing mascara, which is very rare. And then I'll put another lengthening mascara on over top of it because the Blink mascara is covered and coated my eyes. It's created the tubes. And then the other mascara sits on top of it. So it's still easy to clean off. Give that a try, Annie Lee, and see if that helps. Let's see. People are laughing. I don't know what I said. Anyway, Linda Gaber, does biotin help with thinning hair and nails? Lots of people have reported that it does. One of the things that's important to remember as we age, I'm telling you, this is why I don't wear bangs very often. I used to wear them all the time, but, anyway. I did it for you guys, you gals. Why do I keep saying guys? Now, what was the question? Something about the mascara? Where did the question go? Biotin. Yes. When we're older, many people are on medications, prescription medications for heart, for diabetes, for some Alzheimer's. There's all kinds of things as we age, we tend to, and this is generally speaking, of course, people will be taking both supplements and medications. So when you take these over-the-counter things like biotin and other things like that, you really check with your physician first, the one who's prescribed the medications you're taking, or check with two of them if there's two of them that are prescribed, and ask them if there's any interaction with the biotin with your medication. As an example, I'm on heart medication. I cannot eat grapefruit or drink grapefruit juice. Who would have ever thought, right? But I can't because of the medication that I'm taking. And I checked with my doctor on I take a large amount of vitamins and minerals. I checked with my doctor first to make sure that there was no interaction that would be negative. So I don't recommend biotin, but it's there because I can't. I'm not a doctor, and none of us should be. But check with your doctor, and if your doctor feels it's fine, great. Don't get me wrong. I am not all hail Caesar to doctors. They've got plenty of bad ones, just like they have good ones, just like in every industry. But search it out. Check for cross negativity. Okay, let's see. Lynn Rupel, my under eyes are so dry. I try putting oil there before concealer. By the end of the day, everything is lines and looks all crackle. Any suggestions? I don't know why your under eyes are so dry. I would go, if they're that dry, what are you using as a moisturizer in the evening? Don't put oil there, and don't put a concealer there. And I'm going to suggest get rid of all that stuff, okay? Just use the dual finish powder. Seriously. Because oftentimes concealers are oil-based, okay? Oil mixed with powder is going to get crackly, okay? Unless it's constantly attended to. So forget all that stuff. Just use your regular moisturizer and make sure that you use your serums and emollient potions and lotions for your face at night after your face has been thoroughly cleansed. That's when you use them. So in the morning, just the regular moisturizer, and then apply your dual finish powder and stipple. And what you can do is take your sponge as a second layer. Once it's on, go in with a highlight and then go in and press in a second coat. Okay? Press it in. That a second layer of the dual finish powder, nothing else. Try that. Take a selfie and take a selfie doing it the way you do it now, and take a selfie with the way I've just recommended to you, and see if you see a difference in that. Let me know, Lynn. Pamela, thank you, Sharon. I will try to get me a topper. Okay. Or I have very thin hair on top. It runs in my family. Yes, I've never tried toppers. Just a couple of wigs. Wig toppers would be more comfortable, I think. Oh, yeah. Toppers are far more comfortable than wigs, really. And where most women tend to thin is on the top of their head, okay? It's right in through here. Why would you cover the hair down here when it's the hair up here that's missing? So, yeah, toppers are great. And they're making, and I like the synthetic fiber that is heat friendly. And you can order toppers that have already built-in curl. And when you wash them or shampoo them and wring them out properly as per the instructions, and just, flick it out, hang it on a hook, all the curl comes back in if that's what you wanted, okay? So I would highly recommend that, and a synthetic heat-friendly fiber. Check Godiva's Secret Wigs, Wigs. They play a little bit more to the young'uns, but there's a couple of others too. What's her name? Toni Braxton has them too. So just Google them. There's lots that are available and at very reasonable prices, and I think you will really like. You'll have to do a little bit of playing around and investigating, but I think that's a good way to go, Pamela. Linda Gaber, thank you. I will check with my doctor first then. Excellent. I'm glad to hear you say that. John Roque. Face primer. Not necessary in my books, but thank you. Looks like you were wearing a tie and vest. Thank you. Yeah, I was, this just to show, talking about wardrobe. You see, I've been wearing these colors. This is probably, 35 years old. When something works well, keep using it. And even my trusty mirror, just because it's old, doesn't mean it doesn't have value. In fact, not only does it have value, it has a heartwarming feeling when you wear it or look at it or use it. Who makes the dual powder I just clicked on? There's Barelle, and you'll find this information in the description box below the video, ladies. Barelle.com makes it, and then there's also the MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation. CeraVe is my moisturizer. Yes, my sister uses that. I'm not familiar with it. I can't say because I don't use it, so I'm not sure. But if it works for you, then fine. If it's oily, though, it's not going to work as well with the dual finish powder. Okay, well, it looks like that's it for our questions. So I just want to remind anybody or everybody, for the page. Now, 2-minute tips. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and please like. I really appreciate getting the thumbs up, ladies, because I've got a growing group of haters out there, and it really helps to counter when you give a thumbs up when you like a video. I really would appreciate it. For those who are interested in my advocacy work, where I'm outspoken about issues that need to be, then you can follow me on my advocacy channel. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot. I'm not monetized, so I don't benefit or advertised or anything, so I don't get the same benefit as other YouTubers do. And in order to spread the word about this channel, it would be very helpful if you could do that. Now, you can also join me on my public page at Sharon Danley Beauty, and on my closed page for those who are aging and embracing their gray hair. Come join us there. It's a pretty big group, so there's rules and guidelines to follow, but they are there to work for everybody. And for a Make Better, you can go onto either page, and it's called a Pay It Forward Make Better. And you post a picture for me, I put it through the Photoshop spa and give you the instructions. And I'm going to be maybe starting a new series here on YouTube where I'm going to take before and afters and show brow guidelines of people who are interested, like I showed a little bit earlier with our femme fatale. No names will be mentioned, of course. And that's part of the deal, actually. It's the way it is in photography, too, that the photographer owns the picture. But I want to respect people. It's going to be an automatic assumption that I will use selected pictures for learning and for learning, not necessarily, anything else other than that. So that's a foregone conclusion. If you don't want that, then you have to let me know when you submit your picture that you don't want that. Okay. So now let's take. So I just want to remind you that as we get older, let's aim for the best in classic colors, corrected and defined lines, and a blended and balanced intensity. No matter what your lifestyle is, the simple, easy formula is there for everybody. Okay, and please remember, as I said, this channel isn't monetized. Thanks for joining me today. As always, it's fun to be with you. Next week, I'm going to be doing a mashup of different videos I've done on brows and showing guidelines and how we can make better use of guidelines to help people with how to get those brows in the shape that we want them in. Remember to take good care of yourself, okay? Take care of your loved ones, the ones around you, and a little bit of care with the world around you. We'll chat again in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much. Mwah!